Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the launch of Zero to wherever we get to. Basically, the backstory of this character is he's a down on his luck ex-Terran Space Force soldier who was court-martialed and is scraping by week to week, paycheck to paycheck, as he's been blacklisted by all the big corps and needs to get back on his feet. Now, he has a little bit of money in the bank, not a lot, and he went to a surplus store and bought a ship to allow him to be able to try and earn a living, even with as little as he has. So let's go check out his ship. This is his ship. He owns a Avenger Titan. It is all stock. He doesn't have money to upgrade it. Now he carries storage containers in the back because he tries to make a living. So he has a couple of 1 SCUs and a 2 SCU. Now, he has flown plenty of times before, that's why he's comfortable in Titan. So, let's see what he's going to do. First up, we're going to do a bit of a loot run to try and earn some coin. He has 58,838 credits to his name at the moment. He just completed a hauling mission that earned him 50,000 credits. We're just about to head off. We're currently at Port Tressler. We're going to head down to Microtech, do a bit of a loot run between 3 different villages and see what he can find, and we'll see what sort of contracts he can pick up, and that'll probably be it for this first video. This intro just to show you what we're planning for this video. He might get hired by people that are doing other contracts as a hired gun. We just need to see where we go from here. And I love when you turn the boost on and cut your engines. We've probably got a bit of damage now. The first place we're going to head is a place called Harper's Point. I like the fact that it's dark over this side where New Babbage is, because it means it'll be light over at Harper's Point. And it's a great little spot. Well, you'll see once we get there what I mean. And see you when we get there. So we do have someone else down here at the moment. Looks like a reclaimer. Over to the right. Looks like the reclaimer's down in the water. So that says to me I'm way too close.
Shields online. Docking request initiated. Docking request denied.
Way too close to the edge.
Landing gear deployed.
Down here. We're just gonna take it a bit higher. Park it over here.
Landing complete.
We're going to turn the engines off, and then what I do is I turn the radar off, just so it makes it a little bit harder for ships to lock on. Now you will notice I left the power on, but always close up your ship. Trust no one. The good thing about Harper's Point is in this first hut here, it can spawn up to 4 little boxes. Looks like we're not going to be that lucky. One will spawn here. One will spawn here. One will spawn here. And there's this one here. So, grab the Valor helmet. And we'll grab the Dust Up helmet. Beacon Undersuit Wood. This is the starter undersuit, but it's the woodland variant. We'll take it anyway, just for the time being. I don't think anyone can buy it off of us, but we'll see. Now, there's one other spot here at Harper's Point. Look at that view. Beautiful. So, over in this first hut beside the tower, there sometimes spawns a loot box under the wash basin. We're going to check, see if we get lucky. And it is here. Awesome. Hunter Camo Quartz. And a Custodian. DCP Arms Cobalt Camo. And a Jungle Camo helmet, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't like the glass face helmets. But that is a massive score, massive score.
Hey there.
So I got lucky the first loot run I did. I actually found the Paladin black, gold and red. I definitely can't complain about that. You don't always get as lucky as we just did. with 2 good loot boxes. Sometimes there's no loot boxes here. Sometimes you get 4 over here and 1 under the wash basin and get some really good loot. Everything I'm wearing has been looted from doing these loot runs. So we're going to go drop all of this stuff into one of my 3 containers. These containers do have stock in them from the previous loot run that I haven't been able to sell yet, and I have actually split them up. So this first one has what I've found on previous loot run. The second one, I've split these into contract size, and these are above 600 quality dolomite and aphrite that I have found on the loot runs. So 2 SCU is empty. So we'll just put all this stuff in here until we sort it all out. Real happy with what we found. I'm currently running Inquisitor arms outcrop. I'm going to take them off and I'm going to put the cobalt camo on. No, I'm not. Better. And that, and that. Alright. Close the door. And the real reason we got this ship at the surplus is really one reason and one reason only. The reason is it has a bed.
Launch complete.
Not a big fan of living in the big cities, being broke, can't afford rent. So what we were looking for, something that had the storage space, had a bed that we could sleep out here around the little villages. Basically bedlock. So the next place we're going to is a little town called the village called Astus Clearing. It's not that far away. See you when we get there. Once again, because it's on this side of the micro tag, it allows us to come in during daylight hours. Not so much big deal at Harper's Point, beside the lake. But here, it's called Astus Clearing for a reason. It's a clearing in the middle of the forest. Now, parking is just here near the farm. And the reason we park just here near the farm is because most of what we want is at the farm.
Landing complete.
Once again, engines off, radar off. Come up here into these farmhouses and see if we get lucky. Okay, so not so lucky. Sometimes there's aphrite right here and olivine in the orange crate. And there's sometimes a hidden loot box right here. So not so lucky here, however. No Amoshi plague either. No, we do have the Kari pods. These come in handy for Rayari missions, and the Amoshi plague does as well. We will hopefully get lucky on this run. We need to unlock better contracts for Rayari. The issue is you need Ranta Dung to be able to do so, and we haven't been able to find any Ranta Dung in the early stage of our living in the verse. It seems like people don't understand Amashi plague is not a plague, it is just a harvestable plant, which I'm quite happy to take and do that mission over and over again. See what's in this one. Ah, the boss man. I'm not going to do anything naughty right now. We'll check this farmstead, see if we get luckier. Nothing in there, nothing there, and no loot box. Need to pay for this. We might need to be a bit naughty. Grab a couple of Revenant as well. Through the empty one. I think he's happy that I'm harvesting his stuff, but that's his problem, not mine. So what we're going to do is we'll drop this stuff off in the back of the ship, then we'll head up on to town check the other spots. Nice little halls. Now I'll just put this run into the 2 SCUs so you can see how much you can really get out of one of these runs. It's been a small one so far because we only had one loot box in the first building at Harper's Point. Astis isn't looking much better. Both farmhouses didn't have anything. And it looks like the 1 SCU box usually spawns in here, hasn't spawned. One good thing is around the bar here, there's more half-souls. Quickly grab all this. And won't bore you, I'll grab all this and then we'll move to the next section and see you when we start moving to the next. Alright, so we've moved on from the bar. I come up to this last house here. Now this is really hit or miss, but in this garage section sometimes a loot box appears right here. You can see it hasn't done so this time. Now, there is shops here. Shop right here that you can sell or buy. Now we're not going to sell anything just yet because we haven't really got much to sell right now. Been a bit of a disappointing run. And we will go to the third and final spot on this 3 village run and hope to get something a bit better. We'll be heading to a town called Dunborough to save you boredom. I'll see you when we get there. Alright, so we're coming in Dunborough. As we got back to our ship, a clipper came in fairly hard and fast. So we're not in a position to engage with anyone who came in out rather rapidly. I didn't even put my radar on yet. So this is Dunborough. It's a bit bigger village. Set up similar to Astor's. The farm is down one end.
carrier deployed.
Come park it over near these rocks. Just for a bit of extra cover.
Engines offline.
Engine off, radar off. I'm not going to be a naughty boy yet. We're not desperate enough to do illegal. Although it may come to it. Just never know. We have 4. Now, this is the slow way to pick it up. These ones you must pick it up slow way. However, I'll show the really quick way of picking up all the dollarvine over in the orange box. And if that's here, we may get, no, not lucky enough. So we jump up and stand up above it. And then get a mining pyro tool and right click together. So once we've done over here, we will check to see if another loot box. Oh, there's more here too. Look at this. Glorious. Now, you might be asking, why bother? There's only 5 pieces here. Well, with crafting and quality items, and more over here, you'll notice that some are high quality. $8.56, $8.38, $9.24. So I'm going to drop all this off at the ship and come back. Because we have finally hit a nice load on this trip. That there. Just split. Want that in 15s. 15s. 15. Put all this in here. Now one of the 1 SCUs is already split up. Good quality. And the stacks of 15 of the pods and the mushy plague. I'm tempted. I'm tempted. But let's do it the right way. We won't take him down yet. And was it worth it? There's an 800 in there. About all the good. But do we have? We do have a hidden loot box. And that has a nice redshift helmet. Don't care about the rest. Now, as you can see, we are grabbing a lot of these. Now, we don't need this much. However, we are setting ourselves up for a bit of success. The Rayari missions are repeatable. Washing Plague is one of the regular ones. Revenant pods and Kari pods tend to alternate. We have stacks of 15, because that's what the contracts request. Usually to bring over the Calliope, Cleo, sometimes Stellan. If the contracts are worthwhile and they pay for the fuel plus extra, and that's what we want. Love it. Hopefully the loot boxes are up in town. Now, one main loot box, cross our fingers, intends to have Rantadung in it. We need Rantadung to do the initial Rayari mission. Without Rantadung, the missions for I am full. The mission for all these Martian Plague and the Revenant pods and the Kari pods don't pop because you need to do the initial first. So we'll offload all these first. There's a couple in there. That's 13. That. Who's here now? This is brilliant. Let's see if we can get to the box. Fingers crossed. Random. First. Come up that back. Right. Wanted to check out the pod. All right. Good thing about these being 0 is they will sell all as 1 at Port Tresla. And that is a stack of 15. Now, I don't carry a knife, I actually carry the second pyro. That way I have the mining to pick these up quicker. But we are going to head out of here.
Engines online.
cleared out the loot. We didn't check the top boxes. So it will have some loot there. But we cleared out most of it.
Landing gear deployed.
Let's face it, that's the whole point, right? We got there first. We got all the good stuff. Didn't get ranted up. I might put a call out. So we're currently on the Asia server. As you can tell by global, there's some that isn't written in English. My game pack is in English. So we might switch over to the Australian server and see if we can find someone who's willing to give us some ranta dung if we can't find any. We will sell some of that ore that we just found. What we find. Bit of a repair. As you can see, I have a second ship. We won that in the Microtech lottery. However, we're not comfortable flying such a pretty ship right now. So until at this point in time, we plan on just using our nice little second-hand Titan. This is the one we're just filling up. So we want that, that, and that. Now, there's just all the poor quality in one SCU. All the good quality stuff should be in this one. $9.24. Ooh. so this has all the lower quality stuff. Anything that's 0 I'm keeping aside because that can be sold as a bulk load. Alright, now this is all the good quality stuff. That goes there. I just want to see you put that. That. This is all good stuff. Alright, now, before we sign out, I know it's getting a bit long, this is the initial, so before we sign out, we are going to go to commodities and sell these ore that have 0 quality. Might even have a drink while we're down there. We're running.
Goodbye.
Galleria. And we go straight down here. It's on me. Alright, so 2 Hadanite, 1,000. Happy with that. Ten units of the Fenline. Thirteen units of the Aphrodite. And then 25 of Berodom, which is a cheap, easy to find one, but that has gone up a big chunk. While we're here, let's Let's have a drink. Lux is great. Fixes your hydration and your hunger. We'll have one more. Just get the hydration up over 90%.
Ready to reset your expectations from the everyday to the high.
And we'll head back to hangar. Now, like I said, we did get lucky winning an Aurora Mark II in the Microtech lottery. It came with the cargo module, which takes it from 2 SCU out to 8 SCU. It's not a true 8 SCU in the sense that you can put 4 SCUs or an 8 SCU in. You can put two 2 SCUs and two 1 SCUs in the module, and you can put two 1 SCUs in the standard storage. It also came with the defensive module. The Aurora is not a big attack weapon, so when we start to use the Aurora, it will probably be just the cargo. But at this stage, we're going to enjoy Tresla and its amenities. We're not in a big city, and we'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.